Hello, Kim. Hello, Heather.
Hello.
Hi, Jean. How are you today?
I'm I'm good. I'm getting better. So
Good.
I last time you talked about the high vitamin C fruits and veggies. I think I feel much better. And I think this week we are still kind of talking about vitamin C. Kim, would you just remind us what kind of fruits and vegetables are enriched vitamin C?
We have a lot of different sources. So I know people tend to typically think of orange juice, having more orange juice, but we've also got things like strawberries and cabbage and potatoes and broccoli and boy, what are some other ones? I just drew a blank. Tomatoes, peppers. So a lot of different things. And I think we are going to be hearing about some of those things again today. And of course, you can always go back and see the video where you can actually see some of the sources of pictures in front of you. Today we invited a guest with us. So Heather Carpentier has been a friend of mine for several years, and I love how Heather seems to take things that are more complex and tends to really simplify them and make them so hands-on, easy. So she's always got some great tips and tricks that I've implemented many of those along the way. So Heather is a certified health coach. She's a GAP specialist, and her business is called Chronicles in Health. So welcome, Heather. Can't wait to hear what you have for us today.
Well, thank you, both Jean and Kim, for these wonderful chat sessions and for the opportunity to share today. So let's get started. So on Tuesday, Kim said that we would be talking about citrus fruits and peppers. So let's get started today. So Jean or Kim, what do you think these species have in common? We've got a guinea pig, a bat, an ape, and humans.
Wow, they look very different.
Okay, I'm just going to throw that out there. They're all mammals.
They are all mammals, but one other thing that they have in common is
Teeth.
that they must consume vitamin C because they can't make it naturally. You think about our dogs and our cats, they can manufacture vitamin C themselves. They hardly ever get colds. But fruit bats and apes and guinea pigs and us, we cannot manufacture our own vitamin C. And as Kim mentioned last week during the chat session, we need to replenish our vitamin C daily. So you guys, what type of fruit do you think most people think about when they think about vitamin C?
Orange.
Orange or citrus, yes. Yeah. So we'll start there. So let's look at a few citrus fruits right now. There are several of them. The most common are lemons, limes, oranges, grapefruit, things like that. And Kim mentioned on Tuesday that she likes to add lemon juice to her water, and that's a great way to add vitamin C to your diet. You can also do this with limes. Lemon and limes are available pretty much year-round, so that is just awesome. They can be added to your water like Kim does. You can also take a wedge and squeeze them over your salad. You can make juices out of them. They can also be squeezed over your rice dishes or your bean dishes. There's just so many ways that you can add a little bit of vitamin C through your lemon and limes. And a cute little tip is, if you're actually watching your salt intake, you can squeeze a little bit of fresh lemon juice on your food, and it'll get kind of a tart salt substitute flavor. So it's kind of nice if you're avoiding that salt. Now, a fun fact. Kim or Jean, do you know what the British Navy men were nicknamed in the 1700s?
Scallywags.
Scallywags. Well, they probably might have been called that. Maybe the pirates there. I don't know.
You know, I love my pirates.
They were actually called limeys. And this is because they were made to consume lime juice on their long ocean voyages to prevent scurvy. Now, what is scurvy? This was a problem for long voyages because they couldn't keep fresh food that well. But scurvy is a severe vitamin deficiency. So what are some of the symptoms of a vitamin deficiency? This can include bleeding gums, slow healing of wounds. Now, Kim mentioned that vitamin C helps with healing your wounds. It also has poor immunity and easy bruising. So for me, I changed my eating probably between the last 5 to 10 years. And I could touch something and I would have a bruise. My husband was like, where have you been that you get all these bruises? Well, once I started eating better, especially adding more citrus and vitamin C foods, I don't bruise nearly as much as I used to. So if you have some of these symptoms, just evaluating how much vitamin C you get is a good first step in improving your health.
That's
So-
an interesting point, because I was bruising as I got older more too. And now that I've been having that that lemon juice, I'm noticing that you're right. I don't see the bruises anymore. So
And sometimes we don't even notice some of these changes until we think about why and stuff like that. So it's just a good starting point. You know, if you have severe symptoms, yes, you'd want to see your healthcare professional.
Yeah.
But this can be a good step for you to start taking control of your life.
Yeah, that's a
So
good
let's-
suggestion. I think I should try that as well.
Yeah, we won't have any bruises, right?
Yeah, I got that bruises very often too.
So.
But I never thought about this.
Yeah. So, well, let's move on to the next one. As mentioned, lemon and limes are available throughout the year, but most citrus fruits are only available in our winters. October, November through March or April. It will depend on the variety. But isn't it like nature knew that we needed these vitamin C produce to fight off infections through the cold and flu season, just when we need it? You know, so it is kind of neat how nature has a way to work it out. Well, oranges occupy the major portion of the world's citrus production, and this is that orange juice. Most of it goes into orange juice. But what I like to suggest for clients is let's eat the whole orange. Yeah, you can drink your orange juice, but you're going to get an awful lot of sugar. And I think we talked a little bit about sugar affecting our immune health in the past. So you want them, if you get the fiber with the whole orange, you get all these nutrients and your body knows what to do with it. So eating oranges fresh is a super easy way to enjoy that and reap the benefits. And they're a great snack. They already come pre-packaged. You don't have to put them in a bag. You just have to peel them. They're ready to go. You can also take like the little mandarin oranges and slice up those or cut up those wedges and put them in your salad, and it'll add a nice sweet flavor. Do you guys have any other ways that you like to enjoy oranges?
I know that because sometimes we'll have breakfast for dinner. So I
Yes.
know when I would cut up the oranges, into quarters or even slices like they have there, everybody would eat them up. So I found that to be more successful versus just having the oranges in the refrigerator or the counter. So sometimes, yeah, as a parent, we might have to take some of those little extra steps and already kind of pre-cut things for our kids to eat those. So that's what I learned as a tip.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
at
sure.
this season, I like grapefruit. It's very sweet. I think once it's getting into January, grapefruit tastes very sweet.
Oh,
So
what a
that's
good
very
point. That is such a good point that you've just made, Jean. The fact that they're in season, they are going to taste so much better. It's just like when we do tomatoes out of our garden. It's in
Yeah.
season, it's fresh. Well, the same thing is so true of our citrus fruit. So that is such a good point. And you mentioned grapefruit, so let's move on to grapefruit. Do you know why the citrus fruit citrus fruit is called grapefruit?
Hybrid as the orange hybrid with some other
Yeah.
fruit.
Maybe.
I have no idea. I've never even thought of that one. Why?
But this is really, it's kind of interesting. It's actually grapefruit grows in clusters versus the other citrus fruits aren't necessarily in as big of a cluster. So they look like just huge grapes. So it's very simple. Some things are so simple, you're like, okay. Well, grapefruits come in 3 colors, white, pink, and ruby red. My favorite is the ruby red.
Mhm.
And most people, they just take a grapefruit, another super easy, cut it in half and start digging into it. Granted, you don't want your glasses on because you're gonna have splatters all over, but they're super easy to eat. But another way that you can have them is you can cut them in half and you could sprinkle some cinnamon on there and you can actually broil them for
Yeah.
just 5 to 7 minutes. And it kind of helps to the sugars in there naturally will kind of caramelize. So it can be a cute, fun way to try it. I've also just taken a peeler and peeled it like an orange and eaten it that way. That way you are eating the membrane, so it's a little bit bitter, but it's something to get used to. And again, it's already prepackaged with its wrapper and you just bring it with. So one thing about grapefruit, there can be some safety concerns with grapefruit.
Yeah.
They do contain high levels of a flavonoid called naringin, and which can interfere with some prescription medications. And this can include calcium channel blockers, statins, sedatives, and some immune suppressants. So yes, it's great to add grapefruit to your diet. But if you're on any prescription drug, you're going to want to make sure that you talk to either your dietitian or your health coach or your health professional to make sure there's not any interaction. So it's
Yeah, that's
just
a good point.
tip to know. It's a good tip to know because yes, it's healthy, but we want to make sure that you're safe too. So
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So let's move on to bell peppers. This is one of the most nutrient dense foods, the bell pepper. Consuming some of the advantages of it, consuming bell peppers has been associated with a reduced risk of cataract surgery. It may prevent blood clot formation and may reduce the risk of heart attack and stroke. I think that's a win-win. There's 3 right there. Plus it's super high in vitamin C, actually higher than many citrus fruits. And it's rich in a lot of antioxidants. So again, bell peppers come in different colors. Here in the States, the most common ones are green, red, orange, and yellow. And I don't know if you knew this, but there's different levels of vitamin C in each of them. So let's look at it. So the first one is the green pepper. Now these are about a medium size pepper, the rates. So a green pepper will have about 95.7 milligrams. When it says 0.7, that's not about, it's pretty exact. So I won't say about. So there you go with that.
This is for each pepper, 95.7 milligrams
per pepper. So if you were to eat
pepper.
the whole, per pepper, if you ate the whole medium-sized pepper, you would get about 95 milligrams.
Okay.
If we move on to the orange, we get about 146. Let's move on to the red, 152.
That's my favorite.
Why? That's why those red peppers are more expensive than green ones.
Sort of.
Is it right?
Well,
It tastes better.
Well, now look at the yellow.
What?
Oh my goodness, yellow is really.
Yes, it's like double an orange. Okay, so now you might be thinking,
wow,
well, I'm not going to eat those green. I'm only going to eat the yellow. Well, that's not true either. Yes, for vitamin C, but each one has different antioxidants that are specific to whatever color it is. So we want to have a variety. We want to eat this rainbow just to improve our overall health. And you know what? It's fun to look at all these colors on your plate, right? It just makes it more fun. I know that when I'm working with kids and teaching them to eat the rainbow and seeing all these bright colors, it just makes it more fun. So, and I think as adults, we want to have fun too with our food. So, so now we talked about the taste difference. So why do you think green peppers are less expensive? Jean said one reason, but there's a few reasons.
Okay, just being a gardener, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I've seen where I've left my green peppers on the vine longer, they start changing color. So is it what, they're just picked easier? And I could be completely wrong. I don't know.
Jean, what do you think?
Maybe the production. So as a green pepper, just when farmers grow this green pepper, they have more production.
Right. Yeah, you both are kind of right. So the green peppers are a lot less expensive from the colored ones, because the green peppers are basically picked prematurely. So they're picked before they're actually ripe. And like you said, Kim, if you leave your green peppers on the vine, they start to turn color. Well, that's because they're getting fully ripe. So their harvest time is so much shorter that they can get to market much faster. But again, there are different health benefits to each color. So eating all of the colors is good. The one thing is green peppers will be a little bit more bitter. And that's because if they haven't ripened to their color, they haven't developed all of the attributes that will make them sweet. And then even if you let them go to a full ripening, they'll actually have a fruity taste. And Kim mentioned, yeah, my favorite, they taste better, the red ones. And that is why the colored ones will be more expensive. They have to leave them on the vine much longer, so then their harvest time is so much longer. So, and you know that a lot of fruits and vegetables, if they're harvested before they're fully ripe, they actually will travel better. So green peppers can travel better further distances and things like that. So let's look at what you should look for when you're purchasing your bell peppers. You want to make sure whatever color you have, that they're firm and they're bright in colors. Whether we don't want a dull green, we want a bright green, we want a bright yellow. So that means they're in good shape. Things to avoid, that they're dry and they're all wrinkled. We don't want them all wrinkly or any signs of decay. So that's what you want to look at. Organic is best on peppers. There can be a lot of pesticide residue on peppers, and you're eating that skin. Yes, oranges can have a lot of pesticides on them, and if you can afford organic, that's great. But if you're not eating that skin, and you're peeling it, it's not as big of a deal. But again, organic can be better. So if you want, what's that?
They're on the Dirty Dozen, aren't they? Peppers, if I remember correctly.
They are. I think they are. And obviously we'll be getting a new list coming up this spring. So we'll see what's on it for this list. But yes, they might be on that list. So if you want to add some vitamin C, yes, we talked about our citrus. So how can we add more peppers to our life? They're a great snack. You can easily slice them up and you can eat them with hummus, which would be a great protein to go with this, or an avocado dip, something like that. Raw is best if you want to maintain as much of the vitamin C as possible, because vitamin C is affected by heat. But that being said, adding them to our food, yes, our vitamin C content might go down a little bit, but the more fruits and vegetables that you can add to your diet, the better. So you can add them in casseroles, chop them up. A lot of times you'll find green peppers this way. A lot of Italian dishes have peppers in them, and stuffed bell peppers are awesome. It's on our list, on our menu plan for this week. It's actually for tomorrow night. So, and I got some of each color, so we would have a nice festive looking meal. So yeah, they can be added in so many different ways. So do you guys have favorite ways that you like to enjoy your peppers?
I like to make mine raw or put them on the grill, stir fry. Yeah, we eat peppers every day. We love them.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I don't eat peppers very often, but right now I think I need to find a way. Get the yellow pepper, have a hummus, and have a dip. So that might be a very good way, because yellow pepper tastes very sweet.
It does. I like to buy the colorful bags of the little small sweet peppers and slice those up. They work really well for carrying, for my husband with his vegetables that he takes with him to work. So
do you have some final information for us as we wrap up?
Yep, I've got a fact or fiction tip. So if you go digging around on the internet, which, oh, it can get fun, right? Well, there's a lot out there that we have male and female peppers. And people will say that the male pepper has, if you turn a pepper upside down, you'll see how many lobes it is. Some might have 3, some might have 4. And some cooks and chefs actually say that the one with 3 is male and the one with female has 4. And it's like, so I did some digging on this one. The reason the chefs talk about this is they say that the one with 3 lobes is better for cooking and the one with 4 is better for eating fresh.
Wow.
Now, that being said, there is no male or female pepper, sorry to say, but it's still a fun fact, and you just have to realize that it's all dependent upon the variety, what type it is, whether it's going to have 3 lobes or 4 lobes or 5 or 2. One thing is, if it has more lobes, it might have more seeds. And that's a usual thing, but not necessarily true. So, Kim, Jean, our audience, do you have any questions about citrus fruits or bell peppers today?
I could ask tons, but I know we're out of time, so we might just have to have you come back and enlighten us. Or please, our audience, if you've got more questions, we'd be happy to pass those on to Heather, and I'm sure this is not going to be her last dance with us. So thank you for joining us today. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you, Heather. Learned a lot from you today.
All right. Well, thank you for sharing today. And I would encourage anyone that if they do have questions, go ahead and fill it in. And then one of us could possibly get back if you have questions. So, and check out next week's Dymo Chat. I think it'd be awesome.
Yeah, next week we're going to focus on vitamin D. So
D. We're going through the alphabet.
Yeah, I should have started with A, but I picked C. So anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, we'll just get D and then we talk A later.
We'll come back. So anyway.
All right.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Great talk. Appreciate it, Heather. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks. Bye.
Bye now.